It's you.
Welcome to episode 134 of The Sound, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kevin Harris.
I am Lisa Wills.
I'm Matt James.
And I barely have a voice, and I'm Jared.
All right, Jared. I remember there was like 2 weeks of shows that I didn't have a voice, and I struggled really hard. So you can throw up signs or whatever you need to do at any point.
I sound like a 2-pack a day, 30-year smoker. So you may just get a lot of this tonight.
Yeah, you got like the.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I wanted to open up with this discussion just because we've done it before. I want to know what you guys are listening to right now. If we were to open up your Spotify or we open up wherever you listen to music at, what are you listening to right now, Lisa?
The Fear of Fear by Spirit Box.
All right.
I'm actually jamming the Atreyu album right now.
It is really good, by the way.
It is.
Jared?
Mine, I'm back on Head Cave because that's who I wrote about for the article.
So I told you we would get to this at the beginning of the show when Lisa and Matt and I were talking. We were talking about music and all of that. I've gone through a nostalgia phase. So I've been doing a lot of Limp Bizkit and Green Day and like Green Day's new album and then going back into their catalog and listening. And then I saw on YouTube Limp Bizkit's performance from Aftershock where he came out as the cowboy and they opened up the show with break stuff. And then I saw the lineup for Rockville. And I was like, why the fuck can we not, if Limp Bizkit's touring, Stained is touring, Korn is touring, Orgy is now touring again, let's get fucking Primus back together and let's do a Family Values tour. Go old school and put them fuckers back out on the road together and have a show.
Yeah,
that would
the ticket would only be, $800.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the Creed tour, right?
Yeah.
You go to buy tickets for that, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I need to sell a kidney. It's
So
not a problem.
that fucking Creed tour is already sold out 5 of the dates.
I'm not paying for it. No way.
Every date that I thought about going to is already sold out.
It probably sold
all
out
the
on
Texas
pre-sale.
shows, the Mississippi show, and I think the Nashville show are all sold out already.
Wow.
But
Crazy.
Well, sell a kidney.
Right.
Maybe you can get them on StubHub or Vivid Seats or one of those other ticket resale places. Just sell an organ.
Well, lucky enough, I'm able to go on the cruise.
Oh, that's
So
right. You are
I'll
going
be
on the
Yeah,
cruise.
on the cruise.
But I still wanted to see it again because,
Right.
You're greedy.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to. I wouldn't have paid those ticket prices anyways.
Yeah. I actually looked
I've seen what favors I could have pulled, but
well, I looked to get tickets to that show when they were coming through here in Virginia, and I saw the ticket prices, and I was like, no.
I never even got to the point of looking for ticket prices because
Well, I looked on pre-sale.
I didn't want to know.
I looked on pre-sale, and I was just like,
No.
Well,
not in July.
The
when it's
reason-
like 95 and everyone's sweating. No, I'm not doing it. But since you mentioned Welcome to Rockville, nothing is going to spoil my mojo today because Architects is coming to Welcome to Rockville,
Right.
which means a U.S. tour. It has to mean that. It's been 5 long years. I'm tired of going to England to go see them. They need to come to me. And I actually cried. I was so happy.
Right.
I cried.
Great.
You have spoken.
It's like, ugly cried. I was that excited.
There's a big reason why I am jamming the Atreyu. I was listening to it anyway because they're touring over here very soon, and I was debating on whether to go to the show in Bristol, and then my boys in Raptors were announced as support, and I was like, sold.
There you go.
Yeah, what's not to love?
That's it. It's what you do. All right. So we already have our guests backstage, so we got to get through our parts that we need to get through. Don't forget, coming up Saturday night at the Cannery is the Outlander Tour Part 2, Edema, Smile, Empty Soul, On, Off, and Castor Troy. Tickets are available right now at thesound228.com. Tickets will be available at the door. But get to the sound228.com and get your tickets pretty darn quick. So that's be happening Saturday. If you missed it last Friday, we now have the November issue of the Sound 228 magazine out with Lake Malice on the cover. And that is available to view at the sound228.com as well as purchase for $15. So there you go. Now it's time for the grudge match.
Yep.
So Westcreek, who is going for the Hall of Fame tonight, I'm telling you, after watching the video, it doesn't matter. I'm glad I'm not voting tonight.
Right.
Both of these songs are fantastic. I'm glad I'm not voting tonight. So video number 1 will be from 6th Century with their song Misery. And video number 2 will be Westcreek and Let Me Bleed. And of course, Let Me Bleed going for the Hall of Fame. So if they win tonight, they are in the illustrious Hall of Fame. And if they don't, we have a new champion. If they do, next episode, we will have 2 new competitors as well.
Okay.
So if you guys are ready, we're going to roll into it. Here comes video number 1. Oh, such a good song. You know what? So as I was listening to it again, it reminded me, and I don't want to say they're just alike, and I don't want to say that, but I heard like some Etched in Embers in the voice.
I agree with you 100%. It sounded a little bit like that. I really love his voice. I like the vocals on that track.
Dude, that song is
Very
so good.
Very,
All
very
right, that was video number 1. We are going to roll into video number 2. Your champion, Westcreek. It's called "Let Me Bleed," and you'll see the poll pop up if you are on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Yeah,
it's that.
Put in the comments video number 1 or video number 2 because you won't see the poll. If you're on Facebook, use the poll. Do not put video number 1 or video number 2. The poll will take care of it itself. Here is the champion. It's Westcreek. It's "Let Me Bleed," and you're watching the sound. And there you have it. That is video number 2. The poll is up, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook. Get your votes in now. And if you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, put in comments video number 1 or video number 2, and we'll count your votes that way. Like I said, both of those are, and hit it there too. Stained Vibes off of that Westcreek song. I wasn't thinking that until she said it, and I went,
yeah, we said that on the first night we played them.
Did we?
Yeah.
I was here for that one.
You were.
Apparently I wasn't. Apparently I wasn't all the way here.
That's okay.
So our guest is backstage. Lisa, you want the pleasures of bringing her in?
Oh, well, I'm not going to touch anything, but I will definitely do the talking part.
All right, here we go.
I'm not allowed to touch anything. Oh, wait. I was going to say, wait. We have fixed recording artist, the vocalist from Daedric is here, Miss Kristyn Hope. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on again.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Believe me, if I could sit here and talk about you all day long, I would. For those of you who listen to the Ladies Night Show, I play her a lot. I should say I play the band a lot. Some great music coming out. They've got a whole brand new album, Mortal, that just dropped a couple months back. Lots of interesting parts and pieces about your band. So for people who don't know about your band, could you go ahead and give us the intro for that?
Yes. So Daedric is essentially based off of the Elder Scrolls lore, and I use that to write metal music. And so it's kind of this, I call it gaming metal, but some people can call it, pop metal or metalcore, some kind of gray area there, but it's essentially metal and a little bit of rock influences. But it's for people that love to game and people that like to listen to music.
Okay. All right. Well, what I love about your music is that I love your voice. I love the fact that you've got this beautiful range. You can bring out those really nice soft melodies, but you can also go into those super hard vocals. Is that difficult for you with your range? Do you develop that over time, or is that something you've always had the ability to do? Because I know you were in another band as well.
Yes. So I actually started off with just cleans. I had grown up doing like karaoke and singing Disney songs, Whitney Houston, like basically just R&B and pop. And then I got really interested in rock and hard metal and all those things. And I was like, this is really cool. And it never occurred to me to try any kind of harsh vocals until COVID. And I'm like, I have so much time and I'm not doing anything. So here's my chance to try it out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And so I spent 2020 learning how to do harsh vocals, from the gritty belting to, actual growls and screams. And I brought that into Daedric and been able to, really marry the two, the soft and the harsh together.
Well, Daedric isn't just you though, right? You've got two other people that are part of your project. Would you mind telling us a little bit about them if you can?
Yeah, definitely. So I work with two producers, Jeff Rockwell and Clay Schroeder, and we get together and we write in the studio. And they decided early on that they didn't want to be any part of the face of this, and that I was going to be front and center and they were just going to be support. And so I said, okay, that's fine. And that's kind of how we've been marketing it and kind of presenting it to the public is, it's just kind of me with a team rather than a full band.
Does that cause any sort of, I don't know, creative issues in terms of collaboration, working with two people behind the scenes who really aren't out there in the public? I mean, you have to sort of take the brunt of every last, love and hate comment that comes out there. How does that work? I mean, how, in terms of contribution, I guess, and collaboration, how is that working for you guys? Do you just meet studio time or?
Yeah, so it's actually a lot easier than I anticipated. I had dealt with, internet stuff my whole life and the trolls versus, the people that, love you and praise you and things like that. And it really doesn't bug me at all. And we actually laugh about it in our band chat. We're always screenshotting like the funniest, meanest comments and being like, oh my God, they really said that. And I don't know, we make fun of it and we have a good time. It's not something that anyone takes too seriously, because people are people and they're allowed to have their opinions, whether they love it or hate it, and that's okay. And so, we're just living it and having a good time. So I don't think there's any kind of friction for anybody. I know Clay probably takes things a little more personally. He's like, oh, they can't say that about you or the music. Like, that's so awful. And I'm like, that's just it. So I'm happy.
That's a good thing. Your album Mortal dropped a couple months back, but you've only been, it's your debut album. You've only been an artist as Daedric for not a very long time, right? This project's only been going on a couple years.
Yeah. So we were technically formed at the end of 2020. We didn't start working on anything until early 21. We wrote our first single, which was Wretched. We filmed the music video, did the whole thing. And then we signed with Fixed, and we didn't release the actual track until August of 21. So it was almost an entire year before we released anything, and we're technically, you know, public. And then after that, you know, we've just cascaded into single after single leading up to the album.
Well, I have to say, Mortal has done quite well. It looks like the album, in just 2 months, I mean, you've spanned, it looks like I mean, it's over 1 million streams on Spotify. I mean, that's got to be really overwhelming for you, for an artist that's sort of come out so new and then just dropped an album, you know, 2 months ago. It's phenomenal.
It's because of this look.
Right. I know. That's the pic. She's so fierce. But then you talk to her like, oh, she's so sweet.
Very unassuming.
Most out of the most recent pictures for album covers or artwork or anything, that is one of my favorites.
I know. Oh my God, that face. I used to like cringe when I was doing live shows with my previous band Aesop. Every live photo of me was like some version of that. And I'm like, oh my God, I really look like that. I look like Darla from Buffy. Do you guys remember that show?
Yeah.
Like the blonde girl that she's like, oh, like, oh, cute. And then suddenly she's like, and I was like, oh my God, I look like that. And I used to hate it. And I really hated looking at live photos, but now I'm like, I embrace it. I'm okay. It's okay to be a little bit ugly sometimes, you know, doesn't stop the music from sounding good. If anything, that's part of it. Yeah. Yeah. It helps it. So, I don't know. That's just, I forgot. I kind of blinked out a little bit. Sorry.
It's okay. I think, you know, everyone's gone to work today. You know, it's later in the evening. You know, we're all trying to stay alert and do our very best. But for just 2 months out, I mean, girl, you guys have 125,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Go you.
Yeah. No, I am so horrible with numbers. Like, for some reason, I can't comprehend it. I'm like, yeah, I see a number. Like, that's a number. Like, 5's a number. That's a number too. And I don't know why. Like, it doesn't sink in for me. Like for Jeff and Clay, they're like, oh my God, this number and this is trending this way, and like percentage X has gone over there. And I'm like, don't ask me about those things, you know. But I think it's cool. Like, I'm just glad to see people reaching out and commenting and, you know, DMing us. Like, that's the part where it hits me when someone's like, oh my God, I love your music. It's done this for me. It's, you know, reached me in a way that I haven't had in a long time. Or, you know, I was looking for a sound like this. Like, that's the stuff where I'm like, oh, wow, like this is real. Like, those are people. And that's when it, you know, kind of quantifies in my head.
So how did you get together with Fixed? I don't really know much about them. I know that, aren't they more of like an EDM side label? How did that marriage come about?
Yeah. So actually, Jeff is signed with them previously with a band called Prism. They're kind of a pop electronic. And so I think Fix was trying to branch out beyond just the EDM and the synth wave. And they were trying to get into some of the heavier metalcore stuff, because they had a couple bands that were already going that direction. And whenever he found Clay and I, he said, you know, I'm trying to fill this niche that's in the industry where we're looking for some sort of dark electronic synth wave with, you know, a female lead that can do harsh vocals. And so that was the pitch to Fixed, was, you know, we're trying to bring this kind of, like, it's not as prevalent in the industry. So this is a great time to take that on. And I think they were excited about it. And, you know, the possibilities were kind of endless from there.
Okay. Well, one of the nicer things I think about you sort of exploding onto the scene like this is that you have really made a connection with your fan base. I noticed that I look at your social media, you're so active on social media. I noticed that you're always talking to your fans, always engaging with them, and they're engaging back. What are some of the better things that have come out of that for you? And what does that fan base mean to you?
Yeah, well, it probably means the most to me out of anything, because I'm not currently doing anything live just yet. Obviously, I'm trying to work towards that, but getting to talk to people has been just amazing. And I have met like some incredible people, whether it's just people that have told me stories about themselves, you know, connecting with videographers, photographers, other creatives, other musicians, even if they're not in my same niche genre, like they're doing some really cool stuff. And I've been able to connect with some of my own vocal heroes, Lucas Magyar of Veil of Maya, Dan from Tesseract, like getting to meet them and just be a person with them and not, like fangirling or anything like that. Like it's just been really cool, and getting to hang out with them, in real life is amazing. So I don't know. I'm happy.
Well, you should be. You're actually doing really, really well. I mean, I think your career is doing fantastic. What kind of stuff can people like? You've been doing some collaborations, right? You just did a really nice one with another one of the bands I absolutely love from your home state of Texas, Tulip. You've also done one. I'd have to look it up. Said, oh, okay, wait, I'll find it. Oh, with the Annex.
Yeah.
Right. Which is another really cool song, right? You've done so many collaborations. Are you working on, like, are there other collaborations that are coming?
Yes.
Because I want to know.
Okay. I'm going to leak this one because we're about to announce it like tomorrow, or I forgot. We're announcing it in a couple days, but I'm leaking it. So I'm sorry to anyone who's going to be mad. Like, we have this incredible cover, and it sounds really weird because I usually don't toot my own horn, but we have this awesome cover of a Call of Duty track, 115. I don't know if you guys are Call of Duty fans. There's a game, there's a zombie version of Call of Duty, and it's like an Easter egg where you can unlock the song. And actually, one of our fans suggested it as a real cover a year ago. And I was like, I've never heard of this. I didn't really play Call of Duty. My brothers did, and I just kind of watched. But I listened to it. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And it's this iconic song from, the mid 2000s. And so we took it and we just made it extra heavy. So I'm really excited about it. We got to do some really, really cool harsh vocals, because she does harsh vocals in the original track. But with this, we wanted to take it a step further and just do like some insane breakdowns, trying out, the chortle. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. and just some different screams that we haven't really used for Daedric yet. So I'm excited to release that and make it out on the 17th.
So next Friday.
Yeah.
Next Friday, it's a go. Okay, well, I'm very excited to see that pop into my release radar. Not that I'm stalking you, but I totally am. Speaking of hard vocals, your first song off of your album, it's the title track, Mortal. I think we have the video queued up for that, don't we, Kevin?
We do.
I'm just curious. We do a
That's
thing
my
here.
entire spiel, the whole show. We do.
You can either tell us everything about the video or tell us nothing before we play it.
I will keep my lips shut.
Okay.
All right. Let it speak for itself. Here we go.
Yes, I am fighting out.
Whoa.
Absolute fire.
Literally one of the questions I wanted to ask after you were in the magazine, and so I watched what was in the magazine and listened, and I'm like, excuse my language, but how the fuck do you get that range of your melodies and your soft vocals into that just deep growl?
I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I had like a really good answer that sounded smart, but I just do things. And I was always a kid that made really weird noises and like ran around and was like, I'm an animal and I'm gonna do a cougar roar or whatever and an eagle scream. And like I literally just pretended to be animals and make weird noises. So I feel like that prepared me for now, because the switch from like doing cleans, especially like soft cleans, to harsh vocals doesn't feel like that crazy to me. But it's a lot of fun. I love doing it. But I wish I had a good answer for that, honestly.
It's amazing.
It's phenomenal.
Just that one song, much less everything else that's out there. That one song, you cover every range you could possibly cover in one song, and it's just amazing.
Well, thank you. That's why I'm excited to show you guys the cover that's coming out of 115, because I feel like it's just insane. It's so different.
I can't wait to hear it.
It won't be in just Lisa's release radar this week.
No, I hope not. I hope not. Sorry, Matt. I know that you wanted to talk too. I know he says he can't get a word in.
I'm far. I'm easy. Just everyone talk whatever. I'm good. I've got some questions for her, of course, but you know, I was just letting everyone have their piece because.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead.
We're going to go into the younger generation now, so you three oldies might, you know, want to take a step back.
Ouch. Ouch.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
So, Daedric, I first heard the name when Lisa sent it to me for the first time, and I was like, Daedric? No, it can't be. And then you dropped Nern, and I was like, seriously? Is she really writing about Elder Scrolls? And I heard the whole album, and I was like, wow, you've taken a game and written an entire album about it. So after reading your article, Elisa, and obviously I was there behind the scenes during the interview she did with you for the magazine, you are a self-proclaimed nerd.
Yeah.
And you love it, and I love it. So is Daedric going to be predominantly honing into that gaming side of you?
I would say yes, with an asterisk. I don't like to pigeonhole myself, because if I do that, then if I want to pivot, I'm going to be frustrated. So I would say I'm going to kind of do this and go the gaming direction sometimes and go a little more vague and, you know, just personal. And sometimes it'll be a little bit of a mix of both. And I feel that that's what was encapsulated in the album, was a little bit of both. And I feel like we found that happy medium, and I just want to continue that. And also not be afraid to introduce new types of sounds. I know we've kind of gotten into this maybe industrial pop, metalcore kind of sound, but I'm not going to be afraid to try new sounds and switch it up a little bit, because I think it's cool to explore everything and just try it, because why not?
Why not? There's another thing I know you love, which is anime.
Yeah.
So is it a kind of goal for yours to write maybe a track as an intro to an anime, or some, you know, music for an anime show? Is that something that you'd be interested in doing, or?
Oh, 1,000%. Yes. I would love that. I love anime intros and outros. Obviously the intros get all the love, but I would love to be able to write for something like that, and, you know, just be given a story, a narrative, and say, you know, run with this, make something epic. And I'd be like, hell yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. And not only that, I would love to do a little stint as a voice actor, just to be a little character. It's okay if I get killed off. I just want to do something.
just one episode, you know.
Because I think it's so cool, and it's fun to explore and like put yourself into this other person and, you know, pretend to be something while you can.
I love it. Is that something you do as a vocalist? Is it like you get, because we've mentioned it before, you're like this really sweet and innocent person when we talk to you, and then you let out these insane growls.
Sorry, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I said you're this really sweet and innocent person when we talk to you like this, but then you like on the album, you know, you let out these insane growls, and you know that picture that Kevin put up earlier is that really evil face and stuff like. Yeah, there we go. There it is again. Like, you know, do you see that as like performing live, for instance, or when you're in the studio? Is that a character you kind of get into?
I would say it's like maybe more of a mental switch of like this is my inner self that I'm, you know, kind of exploring and putting like that face into the world. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a mask. It's kind of just this other facet of me that's also true. Now I will say I do incorporate like these, you know, made up characters when I'm writing. I think, you know, I put myself into this character when I'm writing a certain song of like, okay, this person's in this situation dealing with this. This is who they are and how they would react. And so those are the words that I put into it. And I still believe that all of those characters are a branch of me. And maybe it's an alternate universe kind of thing, or just like a piece of me that grows into its fully formed self within the song. But it's somehow still me, but also this made up character in my mind.
I love it. So talking of performing, I know you haven't got anything set in stone yet, but do you see a potential tour in 24?
I really hope so. I have started, you know, the beginnings of getting to the live point. We have people that we can take on tour with us. We have, you know, obviously producers. We have people that we have in mind to connect with, to go on tour with. It's just a matter of time before we get all the pieces together and make it happen.
Right. Do you still have, do you still need a booking agent?
I think we have a few people on a list, and we're starting to contact those people now. So I figure in maybe a couple months, we'll have some idea of like when, if that makes sense.
I mean, honestly, and I know we talked about this the last time that we spoke, but if there was like I would love to see a Tulip, Daedric, Conquer Divide Spirit Box tour, right? That would be so killer. It would be the perfect lineup. It'd be a perfect tour. And plus you get to go hang out with your friends in Tulip, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Because you guys, right. Which part of Texas are you in?
We're in Dallas. And they're kind of our neighbors. So we actually hang out with them a lot. I think we're going to go do a Thanksgiving thing with them, with Tulip.
That's awesome. I'm actually going to go and see Tulip.
When they come for the tour, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing one show in the UK in London, so I'm going to go.
I thought of flying out there because I've always wanted to go to the UK and seeing their show. So we'll see. Maybe I'll end up in the UK.
Hit
me up. We will party, girl.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Like I don't already hate you enough, Matt. You know what I mean? No, this is so not fair. Okay. When is this happening? Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. You're so incredibly talented. And I love how you really take from something that you love so much, like the Elder Scrolls, right? I know that when we last spoke, you told me some really, you told me an interesting story. We started talking about our families, right?
Yeah.
And you told me an interesting story about your mom. Would you mind repeating that story? Because I think it's an interesting facet. Okay, like 10 degrees of separation, right? Everything's all connected, right?
Yeah.
It's in that vein that we're going, right? Because we were talking about, you know, people often ask you about your ethnicity.
Yeah. I forgot, what story did I say? Did I just talk about my mom? Oh, was it
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I have so many stories about her that they get jumbled up. So I think this is the story. Stop me if it's wrong.
It's the story of why, thank God that you're here.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Then it is right. Okay. In the beginning, before I was born, in the 80s, my mom, she was born in the Philippines, and in the Philippines you have like 3 options. You can become a nurse, a doctor, or some kind of business accountant, finance person. So she went the nurse route. She's super smart, graduated top of her class, and so US hospitals were like, hey, come work for us. And she was like, hell yeah, I'm going to Florida. So she flies from the Philippines to Florida. And mind you, this is the 80s when there are serial killers that are quite famous. You can guess which one was in Florida in the 80s. And she was very, very naive. She was just this girl that was like, the US is this beautiful, wonderful place where nothing bad can happen. And it's America, right? And so she was living on her own in an apartment. And one day she was walking on the street somewhere, I don't remember where, somewhere in Florida. And this really handsome and charming man pulls up in a car. And he said, hey, do you want to ride home? And she was like, oh, what a nice gentleman. And there happened to be a crew of construction workers that were watching her. And they were like, why would you go in a car with a strange guy? Like, don't do that. And so she was kind of looking at them, looking at him. And she's like, but he's so nice and handsome. And she ended up not taking the ride. And it was, I think, a couple months later that she saw him on the news for the court case of, Ted Bundy. And she was like, I know that guy. I almost took a ride from him. Ouch. And so, yeah, it was that choice of take the ride or not. And she could have been taken.
Yeah. And we would not have your music.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad. So wait, so your mom is from the Philippines, and where is your father from?
He's from Boston.
Okay. So there's your answer, people, for all the people asking what her ethnicity is. There you go, you poor thing. I don't know. It sort of drives me crazy when people start asking those kinds of questions. Does that bother you at all when you get that question asked a lot by fans?
No, I think people are just naturally curious. I know I look more white presenting, but there's like a thing with my face where they're like, you kind of look not white. And I understand that. And I'm okay with it because I'm very, very proud of, my family history, my mom being from the Philippines, and how cool that is that like she came from there directly, and how my grandma and my great grandma were technically like witches, healers over there. And, for my dad, I know he's from Boston, but like his parents came directly from Sweden and Greece, and hearing about their stories is just crazy to me. And I think it's cool. And it's something that I'm really proud of. And I love talking about it and keeping up with it and looking into my family trees and all their little stories, because it's crazy to think that all those people made decisions and down the line, I'm here, and it's not something that they would have anticipated. Like, they were living in Greece and Sweden and Philippines. Like, now they have some ancestor making metal. Like,
right.
It's crazy how the universe works.
Yeah.
Right? No, it's a good thing. No, well, I'm so glad that you were here. If people want to find you, where can they find you?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. My favorite is Instagram. I find it to be the most genuinely me, and I'm on there more because it has less BS than the other platforms. So Instagram's my favorite.
I suppose it's definitely different. It's definitely not like Facebook where you can just post whatever you want and just sort of spam the hell out of everybody. So yeah, it's more direct. I suppose it's everywhere at Daedric Official. You've got a new song coming out next Friday, the 17th. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to be looking for tour dates for you, girl. I'm waiting. 2024.
I promise.
I'm telling you, I will come to Texas. Make me come all the way to Texas.
You would love it.
No, it's hard.
So real quick, I was on your Bandcamp website, and I was also on your website, and I noticed on your Bandcamp website, it said that you, by the way, this is the merch that you can get off of the website, but it did say that you did the album artwork. Is that correct?
So I did all of the single artworks that led up to the album. I don't think they show up on anywhere now. Maybe they do. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen them. And then for the album artwork, I actually bought that a long time ago from an artist that they hit us up and they were like, hey, check out my art. And usually I don't really look into those, but I happened to look into it, and they had some incredible 3D renderings, and it was perfect. It really encapsulated what we were trying to go for with Daedric, and it actually helped shape the visuals for the music video and just the feeling of it with the gold and the black and how, you know, very ultra realistic it looked. It was something that we wanted to go for this entire album sequence.
No, and the one thing I do like about Bandcamp is people can actually make comments and things like that. And so these were some of the comments that were on your page. And as I was reading them, I'm like, that's got to make you feel good when you see that stuff just starting to pop up, and everybody that's on there is liking it and really putting some emotion into what they feel when they're talking about it. So there's some of them that were on there, and it's just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it is really incredible. And that's the stuff that blows me away is like people are really, really listening, not just saying, oh, nice thumbs up. You know, they're taking the time to delve into the full album and experience it for what it is and give that feedback, you know, on YouTube, on our full album stream. You know, I have people that are like, you know, describing it like timestamps. And I'm just like, that's so crazy to me that people are willing to take the time in this day and age of fast, you know, paced social media where everyone has like 6-second attention spans. There are still people who are willing to sit down and just listen to something. And so that's the thing that honestly blows me away still.
Will we ever get a video for Nern?
We should have. I voted for that one. Obviously Mortal went out because it's so epic and everything. But I was like, Nern's so cool. It deserves a music video. But we were at the end of, you know, about to release the album and we had to make a decision. So we made that. And I wanted to make a last minute music video. And Fix was like, maybe not. Like, just like save your energy and your money. And I was like, I can do one for free.
you could literally open up Skyrim, go to Nern, and just wander around. And just play the music over the top of it.
It would just be me climbing up the top of a mountain with my horse and catapulting off.
Perfect.
It's my favorite song off of that album. I absolutely love it. I love the EDM vibes. I love the dancey vibes to it too. I just love it. It's such a great song. I was sort of hoping you were going to say yes. No, I'm not. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate your time, my dear. As soon as you have tour dates, please, please, please let us know so we can splash it all over our socials, because you know I'm going to be screaming about it.
Absolutely, I will. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
You have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye. Good night.
She's lovely.
Awesome. Yeah.
Lovely.
Cool.
Yeah, she's super nice.
It was, I'm telling you though, that I mean, first time I heard it, just melodic to fucking growls is just insane.
Right. And that track is the first track on the album. So that's how the album starts. And you're like, did I just literally get throat punched? You know, like what just happened? Because there's a really nice ebb and flow to the whole album. So it starts off super, super heavy, and then it lightens up a little bit, and then she goes a little bit heavy. It's a beautifully done album. She's just a super talented vocalist, super talented. And she is so active on social media. She has new stuff on her socials, like on the daily. She's doing one takes for certain things. She's got collaborations happening all the time. She just did a collaboration with another band that I play on my show called Tulip, right? And they did a cover of Michael Jackson's Thriller. They even put out a video for it. I mean, she's just, I don't know, she's just crazy talented. She's got so much going on. Yeah. I really look forward to see what happens with her in the future. Impressive. I really do. She's very impressive. Yeah.
Wow. You got me.
Are we just
I popped over to YouTube real quick to pull up that video.
Thanks for the comment on that, Nick. We appreciate you jumping in.
Yeah. If you say if we have time, you should pull up her other video, Wretched.
Yeah.
So I do know on our next episode, which we are going to take a couple week hiatus to get through Thanksgiving, and then we'll be back after Thanksgiving. Who do we have on the show? Is it
Dead Eyes?
Dead Eyes.
And then we're also doing the video premiere for Etched in Embers, their new one.
Yes. We
And
are.
the teaser they've dropped on that one is really, really, really good.
It's
Grabbed
video.
my attention immediately.
It's a great video.
So I can tell you how the grudge match went.
Wait, so you're not going to play the teaser then for Etched in Embers?
No, I didn't even think about downloading it.
Oh.
If you
Okay,
give me-
head over to
if you
Etched in
give me-
Embers socials once you're done with Daedric's. Daedric official everywhere. Go there. Follow, like, subscribe, do the things, and then go to Etched in Embers socials so you can see the teaser for their new track, Happy Song, because I think it's the best video they've ever done.
Well, I mean, if y'all give me just chat for a second, I'll have it here and we can
Okay.
take a look at it.
Yeah,
It won't take but a second here. Just give
on
me
the next live,
give me
we've
a
got
few
Dead
here,
Eyes coming
buds.
on.
Yeah, we do. We have Dead Eyes coming on.
That's going to be a killer show. Those boys are always fun.
And they just announced some shows too. They're
doing some Christmas
show in
shows.
Jersey, and then they said that there's more to come. So I'm hoping that they have maybe some local shows down here I'll be able to go to in case I don't feel like going all the way home to Jersey.
The happy song.
It's hard for me to hear you say, hopefully they'll have some shows down here. I'm like, we're down here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
You're
sorry.
up there.
In the mid-central Atlantic. Okay, in the central Atlantic region. So since obviously both Jared and Kevin are in the deep south.
The dirty South.
Dirty.
Yes, well,
Dirty, ladies and gentlemen.
yes.
All right, it's almost there. I swear. I'm looking at it. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm the most northern out of all of us.
You are.
True.
That's true.
You are.
So we can say she is truly.
Can I call you a Yank?
Oh,
I wouldn't do that.
I'm not hearing it.
Jeez, we are live people. It's great.
Yeah, we're live.
I know.
we've got
Jared's sick.
We got the premiere for Etched in Embers. You will see that posted out on our socials as soon as the graphics have been made up.
I saw this clip that Kevin's still trying to get pulled up the other day.
I'm not trying to get it pulled up. I'm trying to download it real quick, but I'm streaming this and trying to download that at the same time, so it's not going as fast as I thought.
You could have just screen shared it, huh? And played it on that.
I could have, maybe.
You didn't
Just
think
a
of
screen share doesn't sound as good.
Right.
that.
It's all about
Yeah,
quality, not quantity.
The
What
video
else have we
was
got?
great.
Oh, we've got a brand new sound check which has just rolled off on
Yep.
Monday. So tune in, check that out. Make sure you vote for the bands that you want to stay and add to rotation, because there we go.
I got that graphic.
That looks cool.
I got that one.
You got that one.
I got that one. That's Saturday night. But
For all of you people who are down in the Biloxi
the
area.
Dirty South.
Yeah.
Dirty South.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's taken a while to download.
We'll share it to the socials. People can watch it on our stories.
Absolutely. But let me tell you how well this grudge match went. During the show, because I saw the way the voting was going, Westcreek is already up in the Hall of Fame, and Westcreek is already up on the YouTube channel Hall of Fame. So Westcreek wins by 97% of the votes.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Showed up.
they did.
Okay.
They
There
showed
it
up.
is.
Well done, boys.
So-
All right.
So-
Congrats.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Westcreek. So that means the next episode we will have 2 new competitors. So
It also means you might get a crayon drawing from one of us of our mascot, Riff, the gorilla, congratulating you
There
on
you go.
the Hall of Fame.
That's the level of production that we're at.
Right. We do need to sort out some sort of plaque,
at least
though.
throw it in a frame and you'd be good. So
Yeah.
that's
Crayon
awesome.
drawings go on the fridge. Okay.
Well, I mean, there's 5 people in the band. You're gonna draw 5 of them.
No.
You're gonna draw one and color photocopy it at Office Depot or Staples.
I'll draw one. I'll send it to Pepper and she can distribute
There you go. We can cut it into 5 pieces and they can all have it.
it. There you go.
There you go.
Smart thinking, Jared.
Not just good looks, man. I'm also a brain too, buddy.
Nice.
Well, I'm fixing to go take a bunch of more NyQuil and go lay down.
Okay. All
Well,
right. Well, unless we have nothing else, I guess we thank you everybody for tuning in. It was nice to
Yeah.
see some new faces and see some regular ones as well. We thank you for being here with us and rocking out and listening to our interview and whatnot with Daedric. Go follow her and stalk her like I do.
I promise never to be that quiet on another episode ever again.
You've
Hey.
never been this quiet.
But while you were talking,
Wanna sing a happy song about holding on, but those days are gone. Now you're moving on. I can't remember where it all went wrong. We've lost the words to our happy song about holding on.
Yeah,
All right,
that
there it
sounds
is.
weird.
it's available December 1st, but you'll hear it here in full length and the video premiere on November 29th, 2 days early. So
Anyway,
Make sure
Nick,
you-
it was nice to meet you. I love meeting another Daedric stalker. So appreciate you. But yeah, you'll hear it 2 days earlier, right? November 29th. Is that November 29th. That's gonna be
when is the show? I mean, honestly.
Yeah, week is that?
It is the 29th, I believe.
Oh, it's a Wednesday. Yep, Wednesday. So we'll be premiering the song and the video like that day, the next day. So that means a Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah,
Maybe
and we'll be
Thursday.
playing it all day on Thursday on the radio station.
All right. So we'll have to
There
put
you
that
have it.
on.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Yes,
Have a
y'all.
great Thanksgiving, everybody, because we won't
Yes.
see you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.